Picture this. You're an eager tourist scuba diving in the Maldivian coast located in the Indian Ocean, and through your travels you come across an illuminating coral reef bursting with schools of fish, sea sponges, and other ocean life. And as you dive deeper into exploring this pristine coral reef, you come across a shell, a cone like shell, with an orange and white exterior. Also, protruding from the cone is a tentacle like structure coming out of its shell. You approach the cone, which you believe to be harmless, and grab it with your hands. Now, where did you go wrong? Was it that you dove too deep below sea level, or you're running out of oxygen in your tank? No, it is that you just picked up an organism that is known as one of the deadliest creatures in the ocean. This organism is the conidae, or also known as the cone snail. With over 900 species of cone snails, the cone snail ranges across most of the Earth's hydrosphere, including the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans and the Red and Caribbean Sea. Although the cone snail has an intricate and mesmerizing shell, what lies inside is what makes it a worthy predator under the sea. Its biology contributes to survival and why it has infamously made itself known as one of the deadliest creatures in the ocean. With over hundreds of millions of years of evolution and adaptation arose the cone snail we see in our oceans today. We can trace back its evolutionary tree using phylogenetics to gain better insight on its biology and its deadly survival mechanisms. First, let's talk about phylogeny, which concerns the study of phylogenetics. Phylogenetics is a systemic strategy used in biology to trace the evolutionary relationships and history of organisms. Every organism can be traced back to past ancestors who share common traits, and for the cone snail, it has been traced to past ancestors and presently falls under the phylum Mollusca. This phylum arose around 540 million years ago. Unique characteristics found in organisms under this phylum include a muscular foot, an outer shell with an innermost soft body, and a mantle. Known organisms who fall under this phylum include the octopuses, squids, clams, slugs, and many more. As you narrow down the evolutionary tree, you encounter more specialized groups called classes, and the cone snail falls under the class Gastropoda. Now, this class arose about 500 million years ago, which is also shared with current living animals such as slugs, limpets, and terrestrial snails. Now that we know about the cone snail's phylogeny and its commonalities to other animals, we can now have a better understanding of its biology. Secondly, let's talk about biology and the biology of the cone snail specifically. Its most dazzling feature is its shell. Its shell comes in many different sizes, shapes, and patterns. Most of the space occupied at its interior is visceral mass, with visceral mass including its digestive, excretory, and reproductive organs. Adding on, its muscular foot enables it to perform locomotion and anchorage to its surroundings. For mating seasons, a cone snail population lays its eggs once a year. In terms of size, cone snails range from half an inch to 9 inches. It is known that the larger a cone snail is, the more dangerous it is, with large cone snails preying on small fish and smaller cone snails preying on worms. Unlike many slow-moving creatures, the cone snail is carnivorous and predatory. Although it lacks in its movement, it makes up for it in its toxiglossine radula. Its radula is like a tongue-like structure with rows of small teeth. This venomous structure contributes significantly to its physical fitness and is successful in expelling predators and capturing prey. Thirdly, let's talk about the cone snail's survival mechanisms. As previously stated, the radula of the cone snail is primarily used for food and protection. Its radula tooth is a harpoon-like structure that is extendable and used for predators or prey. This harpoon is incredibly powerful and is known to travel at speeds similar to a fired bullet, and can even penetrate durable materials like gloves and wetsuits. When the harpoon inserts itself into a prey or predator, it then injects its neurotoxins. These neurotoxins interfere with the nervous signaling of the prey or predator, which cut nervous cells from transmitting signals. Symptoms range from numbness and intense pain. However, can in extreme cases, symptoms can be muscle paralysis, respiratory paralysis, and even death. The venom used by the cone snail is not only used for the cone snail's survival, however, can be used for pharmaceutical purposes. The venom is known to contain up to 1,000 peptides, which are short chains of amino acids. These peptides are shown to be used as muscle relaxants for surgery, quick treatments after a heart attack or stroke, or can also be treatments for multiple sclerosis. Most research scientists confirm that the study of the cone snail's neurotoxins have much potential in the medical science agenda. To conclude, there are several takeaways about the cone snail. It is either concerning their evolutionary relationships or their biology. However, the most important takeaway is how dangerous they are, and to prevent and inform yourself of the capabilities of the cone snail. Thank you.